Good morning. So today we're going to carry on looking at simplifying expressions by collecting like terms using some more interesting expressions. So far we've looked at adding and subtracting like and unlike terms, and now we're going to look at multiplication. So we can't add or subtract together unlike terms, but we can multiply them. So for example, here we have A multiplied by B is equal to AB. Remembering that touching means timesing, we've removed that multiplication symbol. Now, the commutative law states that we can multiply in any order and still get the same result. And so therefore A times B is equal to B times A. So we can write it as AB or BA. They are the same thing, but the convention is to put the letters into alphabetical order. We can also multiply or divide variables and constants. Constants are known numbers. Remember that the convention puts numbers down first. So let's look at an example here. We have 4a times 2. Now remember that touching means timesing, so we can also say this as 4 times a times 2. We can multiply in any order and still get the same result. So we're going to multiply our known constants, which are 4 and 2 together, which gives us 4 times 2 is 8, times a. Touching means timesing, so we say 8a. Here's another example. Here we have 3a times 2a. So we could rewrite this as 3 times a times 2 times a. Again, we can multiply our constants first. 3 times 2 is 6. And now we've got a times a. Now we need to be careful here. A times a is the same as saying a squared. So a times a is a squared. So we are left with 6a squared. Another example here. We have 3m times 2n. So let's rewrite that out. We have 3 times m times 2 times n, which is the same. Let's multiply those constants first. 3 times 2 is 6. And then we have m times n. So 6 times m times n. Remembering touching means timesing. We don't need those multiplication symbols. And one more example here. This time we are dividing. Similarly, we just rewrite it out. It's the same as saying 6 times a divided by 2. So we've got 6 divided by 2, which is 3, times a. So our answer will be 3a. So I'd like you to pause the video and have a think about what this would simplify to. B divided by b. Okay, so let's have a think about it. B divided by b. Well, if we were to give the letter b a value, for example, if b were 2, then we could see that 2 divided by 2, which is the same as writing it down as a fraction, 2 divided by 2, we know that that is 1. So therefore, if we have b, or any variable, divided by itself, we can say that that is 1. Here are some questions for you to have a go at yourself. So pause the video, have a go, show your workings in your books, and then you can restart the video for the answers. So here are the answers to those questions. Remember to self-mark your answers, and then we can move on. Once our terms have been multiplied together, we can then treat them as an individual term in an expression, and they can be collected together in the same way as before in order to simplify that expression. Let's have a look at some examples. In this example, we have a squared here, and we have an a here. These are not the same. And in fact, this expression does not contain any like terms. So we cannot simplify it any further. In this expression, however, we do have some that are the same. For example, we have 2a squared here, and we also have minus a squared here. So altogether we have 2 minus 1, which is 1a squared. Remembering we don't need to write that 1, we just write it as a squared. And then we have, using a different colour, we have a b, and there is also another b term here. We've got plus 2b here. So b plus 2b is equal to 3b. And now in our third example, what have we got that's the same here? Look closely. A cubed, 3ba, 2a squared, 2ab plus b. Well, our a cubed, there aren't any other cubed terms here, so we can just rewrite that one again on its own. So a cubed. 3ba. Well, we do have another one that's the same. Over here we've got 2ab. Now remembering that we multiply in any order and we'll get the same result. So we've got a positive 3ba here, and then a negative 2ab here. So 3 subtract 2 is equal to 1, so we've got ba. Or I will write it as AB, because we generally put our letters in alphabetical order. 2a squared, we don't have any other a squareds in this expression, so I'm just going to add that to a squared, and then we don't have any other b's in this expression, so it's plus b. So that is our fully simplified expression. Here are a few questions for you to have a go at yourselves. Take care with them and look carefully at all of your symbols. Pause the video, and then you can move on. When you've completed the questions in your books, you can move on to get the answers. And here are your answers. Did you spot in question 5 that you need to pay close attention to your order of operations in order to get the correct answer? Self-mark your answers. Any queries, please do let me know, and have a great day.